So hello guys, welcome to a new video of politics.
But today, was this today? This morning, Donald Trump had an answer for that too. I think it's fake news, but if he did that, I guess we'll have to compare IQ tests, and I can tell you who is going to win.
They say, we don't need him, freedom, freedom. He's a dictator, he's a dictator. A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense and I'm a smart person.
Picture this. You walk into a conversation feeling unstoppable, like you already handed yourself the trophy before anyone even spoke. Then out of nowhere, one single question flips the entire vibe and turns it into a live mental pressure test right in front of everybody. That is exactly what went down when Stephen Colbert decided to poke at Donald Trump's favorite self-given title. But here's the part nobody expected. What if the smartest play in the room was not giving an answer at all? And what happens when someone's confidence crashes headfirst into a question they cannot twist, control, or escape?
Say Donald Trump has proven himself surprisingly limber for a man with those cankles. Because in just the last 24 hours alone, he's achieved 2 new lows. First, you know how Donald Trump has always sued every...
He makes sure to stress that these tests are not easy either, framing the whole thing like he just crossed a finish line and is already celebrating before anyone even asks what the score was. And it is not just information he is sharing, it is a performance, carefully delivered in a way that sends one clear message. His intelligence is not up for debate. It is supposed to be accepted and admired.
Knowing began last night. You'll remember Trump had threatened to kill a 5,000-year-old civilization at 8 p.m. Eastern. But a little more than 1 hour before that deadline, Trump agreed to a 2-week ceasefire with Iran.
Before we jump into the chaos, hit that like button and subscribe, because trust me, you do not want to miss where this goes. It all starts with a claim so bold, it almost feels like the words came out before the brain even finished forming the thought. Trump steps up in front of the cameras and does what he always does best, turning something simple into a full-blown show, proudly announcing that he has taken cognitive tests like it is some kind of headline achievement.
Trump, at 9 o'clock, gave a national primetime address. It was concise, intelligent, and brought the nation together with shared purpose.
Then, almost like he's tossing it out casually, he throws down a challenge, basically suggesting that if someone else took the same test, they could compare results. And he says it with a level of certainty that feels less like curiosity and more like someone who already believes the ending is written.
Well, some of those claims are against the Department of Justice, who, during the Biden administration and before, made the fatal mistake of doing their jobs. And his claims, he got a bunch of claims. Some of his claims are over investigations into his Russia tie.
It is the kind of move meant to shut down the conversation before it even starts, because the confidence itself is supposed to carry all the weight. But this is where things take a turn that nobody in that room, including Trump, fully saw coming. Because when Stephen Colbert steps into the situation, he does not try to match loudness with loudness or ego with ego. Instead, he does something way more dangerous to a performance built on swagger. He slows everything down. He lets the silence hang for a second. And in that pause, the entire foundation of Trump's claim starts to shake. Trump's whole style has always been built on momentum, stacking confidence on top of confidence until repetition starts sounding like proof. And eventually, people either believe it or stop questioning it. That whole very stable genius label was never meant to be discussed. It was meant to be repeated until it felt real.
Finally, the war was over for a bit. Realizing John Lennon's dream.
All we are saying is peace for two.
But Colbert sees right through it instantly. He understands this is not really about intelligence in any measurable way. It is about controlling the story. It is about setting up a situation where the outcome feels decided before the test even happens. So instead of playing along and accepting the challenge like it is fair, Colbert shifts the entire ground underneath it. He drops one question that sounds simple at first, but carries enough weight to completely change the rules. And the question is not whether Trump can take a test. It is not whether he can score well. It is not even whether Trump believes he is smart. The real question is whether he can accept a result he does not control. And suddenly the whole moment stops being about IQ and turns into something way more uncomfortable. Because confidence is easy when you are also the referee. It is easy to call yourself the winner when you are the one holding the scoreboard.
And the seizure of hundreds of classified documents from Mar-a-Lago's highly secure guest bathroom. Okay, he didn't like that. He got really mad. So, okay. Now, of course, after he became president, all the cases against him.
Because sure, it is easy to celebrate a test when you already decided what passing means. But the second you remove that control, the whole dynamic shifts. Trump's public image has always been built on self-approval. He does not wait for validation. He creates it. He does not ask for recognition. He announces it. And then he dares anyone to challenge him, knowing the sheer force of the claim can drown out the need for proof. But Colbert's question quietly tears apart that entire system. Because now it is not about intelligence as a catchy label. It is about intelligence as something that can actually be questioned, measured, and most importantly, accepted, even if it does not match the story someone wants to tell. And that is where the tension really starts building.
Well, Trump gave his speech tonight on the first night of Passover. So whether you're Jewish or not, I recommend having had 4 glasses of wine.
Because accepting a flattering result is not impressive. Anyone can do that. The real test is whether someone can handle an outcome that clashes with their narrative without instantly attacking the process, the people behind it, or the test itself. And this is where that whole genius image starts feeling less like a fact and more like a carefully protected brand, almost like the label is not supposed to be questioned at all. Colbert does not even need to attack it directly. He just lets the idea sit there long enough for the audience to catch up, to see the loop in the logic, to realize this is not about truth, it is about maintaining an image. And that is when the laughter shifts, because it stops being simple reaction and turns into recognition.
Trump announced the deal on social media, calling it a double-sided ceasefire. Okay, that is cool, but aren't all peace deals double-sided? I believe there's a word for a single-sided ceasefire, and it...
All right, this moment got uncomfortable first. Trump was in sounding super confident, joking about IQ tests, and basically acting like the winner before anything even starts. But then Stephen called does something unexpected. He does not urge, he does not yell. He just ask one simple question: can you accept a result you don't control? And honestly, it changed changed the entire vibe instantly, absolute, because suddenly this was not about IQ anymore. It became about ego control and whether confidence is actually real. If someone cannot handle losing, that's why this clip is blowing up everywhere online, because people are not reacting to the joke itself, they are reacting to the silence after it. You can literally feel the tension shift. The crazy part is Colab did not even need some huge roast. He just slowed the movement down enough for people to start thinking instead of reacting. And once viewers started connecting the dots, the whole very stable genius image started feeling more like a performance than confidence.